Dominic, I'm not going to delay any longer. Let's hand it over to you. Folks, give it up for multi-memory controller.
Hey, hello everyone. How are you doing, Bonus Stage? Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Josh indeed hosted the launch event for my first album, which released in 2020 called Power Up the Chips. So I usually teach in classes. That's what I do for a living. But I started doing research on metal music and video games and the link between heavy metal and video games. The hypothesis was that there's a strong connection between these two forms. It's both historical, cultural, and aesthetic. And I set out to try out the junctions and hybridizations that could happen. And so doing music to explore those links is what I started to do. Now, this is my first ever live show, so I'm really grateful to Josh and to Bonus Stage for having me. Thank you so much, guys, for being here as well. Now Toxic Seahorse is excited, but I mean, I never thought I would do live shows. So for me, music is a studio art. So now I'm doing live shows because it's on Twitch, so it's cool. So you'll see lots of visuals, lots of pre-rendered tracks, and live guitar and singing as well. I hope that you'll enjoy this. The general formula is that I'm going to play medleys in which there are alternating parts from classic video games and from heavy metal artists. And each medley lasts 10 minutes and ends with one of my original songs about that game as well. So that's the basic formula. So the first act, the first set that we're gonna see is a medley on Mega Man and a famous British heavy metal band, which I won't spoil the name, but I guess you'll recognize them. So please sit back and enjoy the show. I'll be preparing my stuff, but it's all normal. a game that really is a Mega Man game. Oh man, thanks a lot, guys. Thank you so much. That fade out though. Yeah, thank you so much. More like 2000 XL. Wow, thank you. That's a bit too tiny for my size. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. This track was the spotlight track for my first album, Power Up the Chips. The artwork, by the way, is by Nate Horsfall, also known as Lightning Arts. Very talented artist. Highly recommended. So you can find that on Bandcamp and Spotify and whatever. And a friend of mine called Jonathan Dagenet did an excellent music video for it. These are the images that you guys have seen. Now, this next medley, kind of tough to top it up. Okay, so we're gonna continue with another big franchise, another big name in video game history. It's called Castlevania. And I'm pairing that with a rather well-known power metal artist from Germany, a band called Blind Guardian. So thank you so much for the nice comments, everyone in the chat saying that is so nice. I miss doing stage and live shows, but this is the shit. Bonus stage is where it's at. So enjoy this medley. It's going to end with another original song that will be featured on my next album, which I'll be announcing right after this set, but for which there's a music video. No, sorry, I'm mistaking previous set arrangements. So it's gonna end with a song that no one has ever heard. It'll be appearing on my next album, but it has never previewed anywhere. It's not available. The song is based on Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and it's called Bloodlines, The Sacred and Damned. So here we go for the Castlevania and Blind Guardian medley.
timeless rest. Evil is stirred, the balance disturbed. Darkness and light like a song out of tune. The shadows at night play a symphony of doom. As the front gate and into the halls, chaos awaits, the unending sprawl. Someone has to be pulling the strings. Why would a bell launch and do such a thing? Blood of the sacred, blood of the damned. This is woven in one melody. Destroying evil with holy power. Centuries they have prevailed. Immortal Father, I guarantee your bloodline will end on this day. Congratulations, your master hunter. You had a sheep to watch them go. Wherever you go now, you have no purpose. What will you do now? To existence of sun. Blood on my hands, but whose bloodline is it? The cross has to bear, but sacred and damned. Lord, what am I done? Destroying evil with holy power. Centuries we have prevailed. You will be brought back, but I guarantee the bloodline will triumph again. I guarantee the bloodline will end on this day.
Till the bloodlines come to an end, the dancing backwards again, but the secret struggle with guilty shame. Vampires and hunters forever shrouded in 18th century mists of Transylvania.
The battle has consummated, as they said. So this is it. The Bloodlines are over. And now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my upcoming album. Thank you so much for being here, and woo, enthusiasm. Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Vunik. Sorry, Vunik 2. Super Monster Party. Glad you're aboard. So my album is forthcoming, second full-length album called The Serpentarius Arcana. It revolves around the concept of tarot readings of classic video games interpreted as divination, craft to get answers about the state of the world and civilization as we know it, or something like that. You can read up on the concept and everything. It's available on pre-order on Bandcamp right now. It's launching December 13th, and still have a few details to iron out, but the plan is to have a listening party here on Bonus Stage, just like Josh graciously hosted for MMC1 Power Up the Chips in 2020. We're looking fine on time. Thank you so much for the claps, Nightbot. There's eight songs on this album, about 7 classic games. The games that are featured, every time it's the same formula. It's an original song, just like the last one you heard, that takes the lore of a game and expands upon it. That's where I get my name multi-memory controller. As you may know, multi-memory controllers were chips that were used in NES cartridges to expand the capabilities beyond what the system could do. So the idea is to revisit these old games and expand them into a full-blown experience. It's got all the all the epicness and the metalness that were inherent in them, but expanded further upon. So games featured on this album will be Final Fantasy Tactics, and this one will be the closing song of the next medley. Now, the next medley is a little bit different in that there's no metal artist inside. Rather, I went into the Final Fantasy franchise and extracted all the good metalness juice that was in there. Before you start the next song, can you delay the backing tracks by like 10 or 20? I can try that. Yeah. Jackson Kelly. Yeah. Nice. T-Bone. Cool. Very cool set, by the way, that you gave. My notion of time is a bit off, so was it yesterday on Bonus Stage or the day before that? I don't remember. So I'll try adding in some delay, and I also have a gear change because I need, unfortunately, to get out of the Jackson Kelly. So I'll leave you to discuss the situation. What is the most metal Final Fantasy game? What are the most metal fantasy games and tracks? Have a little chat when I go about my business. Not sure there's an easy way to put some delay on the backing tracks. Sorry, Josh, could you clarify what you mean by putting delay? Do you mean between the image and the sound? Or you mean between the images themselves or the sounds themselves? Like the sound of the backing track compared to the sound coming out of my guitar and my singing? Or the video? Between the sounds themselves. Okay, I'll try. In your audio mixer, advanced audio, sync offset, add whatever MS amount to the backtrack channel. Yeah, okay, that's what I did. So hopefully it's gonna work out well. And well, I mean, if things don't work as planned, you know, just make do with it and go check out my music as recorded, and I'll do better next time. So yeah, most power metal FFF2GP. Okay, wow. Knowledgeable people out there. So this medley will have tracks from Final Fantasy Mystic Quest and another very well-known Final Fantasy VII. Oh, thank you, Josh. And it's going to end with a track that's on my upcoming album. The track is based on Final Fantasy Tactics. The themes are the most metal ever, said I don't know who on the track. So, yeah. So this is an original song. It's the album opener. It's called 13th Zodiac. And there's a music video up on YouTube, so you can check it out. I'll have the visuals from that music video interspersed with the performance as well. So, without further ado, let's go on our Final Fantasy. what he said. Things about to get serious. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. Water. So that was 13th Zodiac. I have no idea how it sounds like. I had trouble hearing things, and I think there's a delay in the stream. So apologies for that. We can fix that out. It's super complicated for real. Anyway, so that was 13th Zodiac. It's on my album, The Serpentarius Arcana, but it's also on a single. I released it as a single, and there's like, this is the first time I do this, but there's 3 different versions of the song. The trademark multi-memory controller sound, which is chiptunes, but not authentic chiptunes. It's I use a combination of the SID from the Commodore 64. I use the Atari TIA adapter, but in lower registers to get the metal juiciness out of them. And everything, and then there are guitars on vocals, but on this single there's an all chips version, so no vocals, no guitars, chip drum kit, everything, and there's an all metal version, no chip tunes whatsoever. So it makes for an interesting experiment. It's the 45-minute mark. I had one more song, not a whole medley, a 3.5-minute song, so I don't want to take space that someone else might need. So, okay, we've got one last song for you guys. Okay. The man said yes. So this last song, I don't usually do covers, but I like doing covers. I just don't find the time to make them myself. If you're doing cover and you'd like some mean guitar riffs on them, I like laying down some additional tracks on it without taking away from the spirit of the whole song and everything. So I did just that with a lovely, lovely cover of Doom by a trio of chiptune artists. The main one, I think, on that particular piece was Circuit Bird, who's from the UK, and then her track was taken back by J-Red and by Groovemaster 303, and then I just put some guitars to finish it. So here's Doom E1 M1 Hangar Reloaded. Thank you. Thank you, Mistress B. Thank you! Thank you, Bonus Stage. That was it. That was me. Thank you so much. This was my first live show. Oh, it feels good. And man, time slows down when you play fast. It's crazy. I had forgotten it. Thank you so much. And stay for the next artists. Thank you. Thank you so much. I look forward to going back in chat and talking with you guys. It was really special. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the show now.
Oh my god, Dominic, that was awesome. Yeah, man. Oh, so metal. I love it. I would love to come over to Montreal and hang out with you sometime. I want you to show me around and we can have some fun. Oh, hold on. I got a couple things to fix here while we're waiting for while we're waiting for Dominic to connect here. Yeah, Dominic, you can still, we still got time for a little bit of an interview if you want to chat. I would love to talk about some of your past projects as well as what's coming up next. Well, oh, I think we got you on the line here. Hello, hello. Check, check, check. Checking that microphone. Right on. I think you got it, man. You'll get there.
Hey, coming in. Do you hear me?
There we go. Yes, we got you, man. Can you hear me too? Oh, maybe not. I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I think there was a delay in there. Okay.
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Do we still have a delay?
Okay, so
we're gonna have a delay like
I think
old
I'm
time.
hearing the audio from the stream, so I need to change my output device. Okay, there it should be, I think.
Okay.
Okay, I hear you. Hey,
You hear me in real time. Awesome. I was wondering if we were going to have one of those old satellite news reporter interviews where
Stop. Was great. Stop.
Yeah. No, thank you. Oh, so glad to have you here in real time and live. So glad to have you on for your first ever live show. That's a real honor, dude. Thank you for sharing that with us on Bonus Stage here.
Well, thank you for the invite. Thank you so much. It was so fun. And I mean, ooh, wow. How great emotions. I need the whole weekend. Oh, no, there's no weekend left. Oops.
Oops. Yeah, you should have processed those feelings the last couple of days. No, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, well, I'm just trying to picture how you would get those visuals to go in front of your face if you were going to do this in person. Have you thought much about translating your setup to an in-person format?
So when I started doing music by myself in this chip metal project, I thought there would be no live shows. It didn't make sense. And I mean, I'm one guy. I'm not gonna grab people and ask them to learn the drum parts and all the solos and all the things just for playing one show once in a blue moon or anything. But now that we're doing it on Twitch, it's possible. So it becomes a sort of audiovisual show. So that's really cool. I have no idea how to do that in a live situation. I don't know.
Oh man! Well, at least having everything on the projector behind you, that would definitely make the show. If you can get yourself into a convention or an artist space that has a projector, that's that would be the way to go for you, I think. And don't be afraid to perform solo with your backing tracks and stuff like that. There's lots of people who are doing that nowadays, and I think it makes for a good show. You just gotta have the stage energy, right?
You're right. You're right. I'll be up for it. Okay.
Right on.
Thank you so much, Josh, for putting all this together. Just saying it because I think we all feel like it. This is such a massive thing. Wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah. No, it's my pleasure. It's been a really good weekend. A lot of fun. A lot of really great talent has been on the show, and I've gotten to meet a lot of new and great people. And it sounds like the Bonus Stage network is just expanding. So. I'm feeling really good about that. It's been a labor of love. Speaking of labors of love, you were playing some of the music from your past album, Power Up the Chips, of course, which we had the listening party for here on Bonus Stage. But we're also going to be having a listening party next month for your next album that you were also plugging to your set. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. Still need to iron out the details, but it should be the week of December 13th. And the album is up, as I said already, on pre-order on Bandcamp. You can hear 13th Zodiac playing, but you can also hear a second song. So there's There's 8 songs and 7 games covered. The other song that is available right now to listen is about the game Journey. And it's a really epic progressive metal song. It ends with a really great uplifting choir. I mean, it's really the experience of the game. It's called Empire of the Sands. And the other games that are featured on the album are Prince of Persia, World of Warcraft, The Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind. That one gets 2 tracks as well. And I also have Castlevania Symphony of the Night for Bloodlines, which you've heard. And there's a closing 9-minute-and-a-half song, also prog metal, that's on Metroid Prime. So it's a really exciting album. I can't wait to release it.
Oh my God, yeah. Ian Martin is saying, "Ooh, Prince of Persia," and that was my first thought too. Like, when have I ever heard anybody covering Prince of Persia? That is a nice deep cut you got there.
I mean that's the other thing. I don't do covers, so I make original compositions. So the idea is to take games and really explore what their world is about. And so Prince of Persia offers a lot of space for that because of course he's a prince, but other than that, there's not much to say. So there's much you can do and project into that space. So so I can't wait to let you listen to it on bonus stage. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And once we have a firm date for that, we'll definitely be sure to announce that on our social channels. Dominic, I'm sure that's going to be all over your social media as well. So folks, please make sure you're following Multi-Memory Controller on social media. And you can follow Bonus Stage too, sure, whatever. But yeah, man, like, so that's going to be the middle of December. Do you have any plans for afterwards, after that release? Or you got any other projects that you've been working on or gigs that you're looking to line up?
I want to take some time off from doing albums because doing full-length albums is really costly time-wise. And I've done like a good stretch of work, so I want to do some covers. Perhaps join in with friends and do some covers together. If anyone's interested, drop me a line. I look forward to doing more piecemeal little things here and there and just pushing it outside while I prepare my next album, which will be in a couple years, and it's going to be a concept album about playing city skylines and trying to be the most metal mayor.
So, wow, that is a high concept. Oh man, I love that. That's a really cool theme you've picked for that. That's amazing. Oh my God.
So, lyrics are going to be fun to write, like the civics and the taxes and the policy making and everything. That's going to be so unmetal. So it's part of this experimentation because I'm applying for a research grant to explore the links between metal and video games, doing research. But this is also the opening towards research creation that the scientific world has started more accepting. So mixing artistic creation as a way of inquiry into science.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh my God. It's all one, like all that high thought, art, science, they kind of blend together. So I think you're walking the line there. That's really nice. Yeah, dude. Well, we're gonna get ready for the next act. I am like genuinely, if you are interested in looking into Nerdstock, I would love to make the connection there and see if you guys can work something out. That would be awesome to see you have more live opportunities in person if that's something you're interested in, of course. But yeah, other than that, it's been really good to have you on the show. Can't wait to have you on again next month for your album release. And yeah, we'll see you around in chat.
Thank you so much.
All right, that is Multi-Memory Controller. Yeah, that was so cool. Oh my God, those visuals were intense. I want to ask him how he did all of that. That was unbelievable. Yeah, coming up next, we've got more VGM coming your way. A little bit of a departure from all that rock and metal. We've got, of course, Jer Roke, lovingly referred to as Jared. And of course, many of you know he's a regular Twitch streamer over on his own channel. He's got some keyboard and piano arrangements, and he had a Twitter